Welcome to today's deep dive into the elite world of European football. As the UEFA Champions League enters its most lethal phase, we aren't just looking at the giants of the game. Today, we're dissecting the tactical undercurrents and the silent threats that keep the world's most expensive squads awake at night. The knockout rounds aren't just about pedigree, they're about precision, pressure, and the tactical masterclasses that rewrite the history books. We are moving beyond the headlines to see who is truly prepared for the high-stakes chess match of the 2024 knockout bracket. We often assume the wealthiest clubs have an easy path, but the data tells a different story. Currently, top-tier teams are facing a 15% increase in high-press turnovers compared to last season. This isn't just bad luck, it's a systemic vulnerability. Opponents are no longer sitting back in a low block, they are hunting in packs. When we look at the Big Five leagues, the defensive transition speed has become the single biggest predictor of success. If a heavyweight can't recover in under 4 seconds, they are being punished by mid-tier squads with surgical efficiency.
One tactical masterclass you won't see coming involves the hybrid backline. Several dark horses are transitioning from a 4-3-3 to a 3-2-4-1 in possession, a move that provides numerical superiority in the midfield. This tactical flexibility allows teams with smaller budgets to control the tempo against technically superior sides. It's a gamble that requires immense discipline, but it's becoming the go-to strategy for neutralizing world-class wingers. By congesting the central channels, these underdog teams are forcing the giants into low-probability crosses.
Let's talk about the teams the algorithms love. We're seeing a trend where teams with a high expected goals against per shot, or XGA, are outperforming their market value. Specifically, one dark horse team has maintained a defensive record of only 0.8 XG conceded per game through the group stages. Their secret? A hyper-aggressive offside trap that averages 4.5 successful traps per 90 minutes. This isn't just grit, it's mathematical excellence. When you see these teams on the pitch, don't look at the star names, look at the distance between their defensive lines. Traditionally, we look at the number 9 for goals, but the modern masterclass involves the shadow striker. This player operates in the half spaces, dragging center backs out of position. This season, 35% of knockout-qualified teams' goals have come from players starting in these deeper roles. It's a nightmare for traditional zonal marking systems. By the time a defender realizes the threat, the shadow striker has already exploited the gap. This tactical evolution is exactly how an underdog can dismantle a billion-dollar defense in a matter of seconds. Beyond the X's and O's, there's the psychological pressure of the 90th minute. Statistics show that 22% of goals in the UCL knockouts occur after the 80th minute. Dark horses excel here because they play with nothing to lose, a dangerous psychological edge. We've seen teams with lower squad depth utilize their 5 substitutions much later, around the 75-minute mark, to inject fresh energy precisely when the favorites begin to fatigue. This late-game surge is a calculated tactical move, not just a desperate push. Many believe money guarantees a trophy, but the gap is closing. While the top 4 teams have a combined market value of over $4 billion, the dark horse bracket has seen a 20% increase in scouting efficiency. These clubs are finding world-class talent in secondary markets for a fraction of the cost. This economic reality means tactical systems are now more important than individual star power. A well-drilled unit costing $100 million can, and often does, neutralize a single player worth twice that amount on the open market. If you want to see a tactical masterclass, watch the corners. Set pieces account for nearly 30% of all goals in knockout competitions. The teams we aren't talking about enough are the ones spending 40% of their training time on dead ball scenarios. They use blockers, a basketball-style tactic to free up their best headers. In a tournament where margins are razor thin, a single well-rehearsed corner kick can be the difference between a semifinal berth and a flight home. It's the ultimate equalizer in modern football. We cannot overlook the 12th man. While the data focuses on the pitch, home advantage in the first leg can lead to a 60% higher win rate for teams with a stadium capacity over 50,000. For the dark horses, their local stadiums are fortresses where the tactical plan is fueled by raw energy. This atmosphere disrupts the communication of the visiting team, often leading to those critical defensive lapses we discussed earlier. It is the one variable the most advanced tactical models still struggle to quantify perfectly.
As we wrap up this tactical preview, remember that Champions League is where logic meets chaos. Whether it's a 3-2-4-1 hybrid system or a late-game surge from an underfunded squad, the masterclasses are already in motion. Keep your eyes on the XG, the transition speeds, and those shadow strikers. The giants might have the names, but the dark horses have the blueprint. Thanks for joining us for this objective look at the beautiful game's most complex tournament. We'll see you after the first leg of the round of 16.